Hello viewers, it's Max the Zealot here, and today I just want to talk about something that really I'm talking to myself, but we are all human and we kind of all have the same, not the same, but similar experiences. I want to talk about something that, like, we all think that we have the answers for things, like, but we don't acknowledge the fact that these answers that we have aren't 100% foolproof. They're about maybe 70% foolproof. Some of them are 99% foolproof, but there's always that level of uncertainty to things. And really, what I'm going after is that main point, that the brain is a tool, and it's a great tool to be able to use for math, to be able to use for problem solving, planning, strategy, everything. Great to play games, everything. I'm going to school right now, and it's helping very much so with my calculus, my business calculus, and my principles of microeconomics class. And the brain is great in that aspect. But there's many things that we do, and when I say we, I'm genuinely talking to myself, but I know that some of you can relate to this, is that we will scroll through YouTube Shorts, we'll scroll through Instagram Reels, we'll scroll through anything, man. TikTok, I don't use TikTok that much, so I can't speak to that crowd as much. I feel like TikTok's more brain rot than anything else. It's not really information. It's just a lot of cool stuff to vegetate upon, which I'm not even, talking bad on. If that's how you like to relax, that's how you like to relax. I mean, I'm playing Destiny 2 right here, but I'll get back on track because I'm really bad at getting off track. Basically, we'll scroll through these things, and we'll genuinely think we got the answer to something. Some guy will come along with a really good marketing ploy and a really good hook for the video. I actually used to make shorts for affiliate marketing, and some of my shorts, they didn't get a lot of views. I don't know, man. It's posted on TikTok, probably like the highest amount I got was like 60,000 views or something like that for one. I believe it was 60,000. I could be mistaken. It could be like 23,000. Like, those numbers get mixed up for some reason. 3 and 6, I make them. But I used to make those things, and I learned from a course online how to make the right hook, to say the right thing, to keep the viewer hooked for a certain amount of seconds, so that way you would stay on the video. And it really was kind of like mind control, to be honest with you. So I'm not exactly proud of it, but I had to live and learn and understand what that was. And understand why I don't want to do it. And that's sort of to the point. I got another story I'll tell you about. I'll tell a story in an analogy as to prove this point through my experience. But back to it, we'll watch these reels. We think we know something because somebody makes a great reel giving us a lot of information, and we're like, dude, this guy knows what's up. This guy or this girl, they know what they're talking about, dude. And I'm going to listen to them. And that's how they hook you. And then they hook you to subscribe to their YouTube channel. And you can even see me do it with my gaming videos, but I don't even post a lot of those types of gaming videos. You can see my shorts, and they are fun and active and hyper, and they're meant to hook you in to see my channel. But in reality, I'm doing that because I know I have some of these types of videos where it's advice, and it's not like, and it's like personal experience. It's not all the time just brain rot like the TikTok. And but that doesn't excuse the fact that I am trying to hook you in. So I've started to think, I should probably stay away from the shorts and the real content. But moving forward with it, you begin to kind of chew on these things, and your brain's like, man, and you think it's you think that you're thinking that, but really it's just your tool that you use to perceive the world. And you're like, man, I know, whether it's political, if you're on the right side, you're like, no. I know that, man, I kind of want to use a hot topic here. And I won't even reveal my own political opinions. You're like, I know that abortion's wrong when you're on the right side, right? Or if you're on the left side, you're like, I know that abortion's right. But you make this black and white distinction, and you're like, no, I know. That's me. I understand it completely, and you don't take into account the insane amount of factors that come along with that, like that statement. And a lot of people do this with dangerous things, like wanting to go to war, not truly understanding how bad war actually is. You guys can just look up on Twitter, look up Ukraine footage. I mean, it's literally insane. You can see how almost get a reflection of how brutal World War I was in comparison to how World War III is panning out. And so you can kind of see, which probably isn't happening at World War III, but it looks like it in a certain way in history. And so you begin to think these things because somebody explains to you in a very clever way and a very good marketing tactic that really is just trying to get money from you. That's really all it is. And that's really the big truth here, is that when people understand how to hack your head, they know how to do it perfectly. Like, perfectly. This course I took, I don't even want to say who it was by, because I'm actually embarrassed that I took it, but I learned valuable lessons that, honestly, God probably wanted me to learn so I'd understand how to explain these things and convey them. But people know how to keep you on a video for a long time. Like, why do you think Mr. Beast is so popular? It's because his videos are good, but they're only good to the extent that he studied other people and saw what worked, and studied the psychology of the human brain to be able to trick people into not clicking off of the video. And it's actually very simple. It's not like super hard things to do. It's just people know how you work. And you have to kind of be like, okay, this guy's doing this. I see he's doing that. And I'll probably make videos explaining how people do this, because I think that would be beneficial just to let people know how that works. But moving on to it, I do have a story, and the main point of what I just said is always look introspectively. Think about, why do I think that? Why do I believe this? And where did I hear it from? And who said that to me? And why were they saying that to me? You have to, and it sucks to have to do that when you're scrolling shorts because you want to mindlessly do it. And fine, mindlessly do it, but like just have that in the back of your head. Like, somebody might be trying to persuade me to do something and make me think a certain way. And basically it uses your brain like your brain kind of turns into your own little devil, because then you start hating people that have nothing to do with you and you'd never met, but you hate them for no reason. Or you are tricked into something because somebody uses psychological tactics and marketing and manipulation to be able to make you think something a certain way, so you'll buy their product. It's devious stuff. I don't personally think it's correct and that it's right. I think most businesses right now, that really, as the technology age gets better and better, it's just creeping more and more into like actual like psychotic behavior from many businesses and many YouTube accounts and everything online. But I do have a story where I was duped into an affiliate marketing scam. Not a scam. I'm sure people are making money from it, but that's what they have you believe when you go and you're deceived by these people. And basically, that's how I started making the videos. I started making the shorts, and I have a video on who I learned it from. Maybe I'll post that, because I posted it and then deleted it because I didn't want anything happening. But honestly, I might post it. Back to the story. I got duped into that. I mean, I learned a lot about marketing, a lot about how business works. And I began to apply it onto a TikTok account and a YouTube Reels account and a Instagram Reels account or YouTube Shorts, whatever. And I'll tell you what, guys, it got me so wrapped up in it, thinking I had to be a business guy, that I stopped going to college mid-semester. I literally failed chemistry. I had to go retake it, but that was a blessing in disguise, because I retook it and I got an A instead of a D. And that really was a blessing in disguise, I think, from God. And I'm a Christian, so I subscribe to the values of Jesus and everything like that. But when I say God, it doesn't have to be Jesus for you or anything like that. I'm not gonna be dogmatic religious here. When I say God, I mean God. And basically, I got duped into this, and I started thinking, man, I gotta go get a sales job, because I gotta learn sales and marketing. And don't get me wrong, sales is really effective, but it's a very dangerous tool if you're using it for the wrong reasons. It's freaking dangerous as crap, dude. It's bad. And you can be a master manipulator if you learn the fundamentals of sales. You can be really good at it if you get better. And just be aware of that if you're a salesperson, and be aware of salespeople because they know how to trick you. They're very good at it. They know exactly how to push your buttons, dude. And that's why, like, if you're a car salesman, that's why people are mean to you. I can just guarantee that's why people are mean to you, is because they know you're trying to dupe them. Don't try to be like, no, I'm trying to get them a good car. You can't. You're just justifying that as a salesperson. You're justifying the manipulation by saying, oh, I'm getting them something correct. I've seen many salespeople do it. That's what I believe myself, but it's not. It's just still manipulation. You can't get around it. Even if you manipulate somebody into doing something good, it's still manipulation, and therefore it's like a pervasion, perverseness, and a weirdness, a weird perverse. What is it called? Coercion. It's coercing somebody. And I got duped into it. I got my insurance license to sell insurance to old people. Yeah. And I was in that field for 4 weeks. I did the trainings, and I learned about it. I learned about Medicaid and all this other stuff that I just forgot about. I just honestly didn't really care. But I really learned it, like legit. And I got on the job for the first day. I listened the first day to everybody calling in this big old room, got motivational posters on the walls. And I'm like, this is so dope. I didn't have to make any calls yet. Second day I come in. It's my first 9-to-5 job, by the way. First time working 40 hours a week. So I didn't even understand that at first because I was like 18. Or how old was I? 19? Yeah, I was 19. My wife helped me. My wife helped me understand where I was there. Or the age that I was. Thanks, baby. I was 20. Okay, I was 20. And, yeah, so I got duped into that, got that sales job. And then the second day I come in, man, I bang out, I don't know, man, like 60-something, 70-something calls. I don't know. I made, that was the first half of the day. And I made 3 appointments already. One of the appointments was like a frick up, though, because, like, the guy really couldn't get anything. I didn't understand that because I was a 20-year-old trying to sell insurance. I didn't understand what the heck I was even doing. And on top of that, I felt like I was literally just finding old people who are like sick or like have the potential to get sick but aren't sick yet. It felt like I was trying to make money off someone's life, off someone's grandpa, off someone's grandma. I was like, dude, this is not. Everybody's talking about how gangster sales is, but this is not what I imagined this to be at all. And I feel like I'm like Satan right now, trying to pull money off people. It just felt dirty. It just felt real dirty. My best friend Jonah put it a good way. The guy who was in the last video, he said that it was it's slimy. It's a slimy business, and he knows sales. He knows realtors. He knows how that can get. And yeah, man. So I did it that first half of the day. Made 3 appointments, really 2. The third one didn't count. And so I was doing good. I like to think I'm a likable dude, but everybody likes to think they're likable. Even the evil people. That's a good lesson right there. Even the evil people like to think that they're doing something right. This goes back into the mind. This goes back into how you think you're doing it good. And that's just like your ego. It's like your head telling you you're doing it good because your head thought it up. It sounds like insane at first, but once you start to understand it, it makes sense a lot. Long story short, man, I got into my lunch break. Wasn't even used to lunch breaks. I'd always worked restaurants. And I got in my car. I ate some Belvita bars, 2 of them, 2 packages, like 8 biscuits. And I just started crying. I mean, really started bawling my eyes out, man. And for no reason. And I realized it was like my spirit was like, hey, bro, let's like, that's really how I talk to myself. Really, my spirit was more like a solemn, like, hey, bud, I know it sucks right now. You just listen too much. You listen too much to what you think you know, and that's just how this ended up. And that's all right. So let's get out of here. Let's figure something else out. Okay, because we know this ain't us. This ain't me. It ain't you. Let's get it done. And so I was like, frick, man, dude, I just started this. I just trained for 4 weeks. I didn't have a job for 4 weeks. What am I going to do? And I'm freaking out. And I spam text the guys that hired me, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I can't do this, I didn't even give them the reason why. I just texted them. I walked back in. There was nobody in there, thank God. And that was really just God giving me protection, so I didn't have to explain myself because I wasn't in that state of mind. A lot has happened in 2 years, guys. A lot has happened about my assertiveness and everything else. So, and I just wouldn't have been able to explain myself without freaking getting duped back into it, basically. And so that was a blessing from God. I grabbed my water bottle, freaking got out, but that was the story pertaining to how my mind, I allowed somebody to trick me, and I listened to what my mind was trying to tell me, my ego trying to tell me, something to stroke my ego, make me better, something to find to make me better. And the hard truth of it, the real hard truth of it, is that you're already there. It's a very difficult thing to understand. And that was very difficult thing to understand, is that you're not, like these guys tell you on the internet, you're not inadequate. You're not worthless. And that sounds like some stupid motivational quote. Those motivational quotes, I think, are equally stupid. You're enough. People have heard that 1,000 times. That doesn't help. But what does help is pointing out the fact that people will try to tell you that you're just not enough. And your subconscious will tell you you're just not enough. The fact is that in those areas that they've manipulated your mind to think about, comparing yourself to those certain people that tell you that you're not good enough, you're not good enough in that aspect, obviously, because they've created a box, and they've helped and trained your mind throw you into that box, and now you're just looking at yourself from the lens that they are looking at themselves. They're tricking you into their own head. Their heads and their minds are already super duper strong, and they really rely on it. But every time somebody tells you you're not enough, they're just talking to themselves. They think they're not enough. I saw this one guy, his name's Andy Elliott, and he's a disciplined guy. I can tell he's a disciplined guy, but he uses a lot of shame tactics in his marketing to get people into his sales course. Really, when he gets up there and he says, "Hey, you're not fit enough, and why aren't you acting like a millionaire?" This guy will say things like that. Like, you got to act like one if you want to make money. And the truth of the matter is that that's what he thinks about himself. That's all it is. Every time I've said something bad to somebody and hurt them, I later realize that's just what I think about myself. That's how I perceive myself in my head. That's what I'm telling myself, so it projects onto other people. And this goes back to how the mind controls you. It tries to control you, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good tool, and it's really good to be used when you're doing math and everything else, and just good mental activities like chess and all that, and video games. But be aware of these things. I've probably said about enough already to get the point across, but I don't want to get my point across. I want you to take the words and just be like, how does that relate? How do I relate to that? Not how does Max the Zealot talk about what he's talking about. Because what I'm talking about right now, I can't even describe with words. It's not possible to do that. If you really think about it, nothing is possible to be described with words to 100% accuracy. So from your own experience, that's why I brought my own experience into it. From your own experience, what similar situation have you said something bad to somebody? Or what similar situation have you been duped and not understood it? Or what similar situation have you thought, I know, when in reality, you don't even know if you know? And don't let that stress you out. Don't let it stress you out and make you crazy. Just keep it in the back of your head. That's all. Anyway, guys, it's been Max the Zealot. I love these types of life lessons I've learned by living sort of videos. See you later.